Who doesn't love conversations that have absolutely no meaning, no direction, and no one knows how to end it? Boys, today we are talking about conversations, whether it's with a guy or with a girl. Taking lead in the conversation and asserting your dominance and leaving the other person saying, damn, this guy is confident. So there are a few things that you need to understand and you need to fully grasp before you go into a conversation so you are fully equipped to assert your dominance and lead the conversation. Today I'm going to be going over the mentality you have to have, the body language, the actual speech itself, and then a couple of things that you have to keep in mind tucked in the back of your head before you start the conversation, so that when you start a conversation with someone new, you will take control and take dominance, and they will know it and they will respect you for it. But real quick, I just want to throw in this random clip that I edited because me and my buddy went to the park yesterday and we were just doing some workouts, and I thought, oh, why not? Let's just make a little video. The rest of the video will pick up right after. A quick edit on how to make pull-ups look cool. Have you ever gone into a conversation wondering whether the other person is going to judge you or what they're going to think about you? I know I have, and it definitely inhibits my focus on the important things of the conversation. So let's start with mentality. When it comes to your mentality, there are some things that you have to put through your mind. There is a mindset, a state of mind that you have to be in before you even go into that conversation so that you are equipped mentally to take over that conversation. The first thing you must fully convince yourself of is that they already like you. You haven't even met this person, they know nothing about you, you know nothing about them. But in your head, you already know that they like you. You also have to fully convince yourself that not only do they like you, but they respect you. As you're walking up to that person, before you shake their hand, you know in your head, this person already likes me. Not only do they like me, but they respect me. So they're not going to cross boundaries. They're not going to take little pokes and stabs to try and test me. They already respect me and they know not to do that. That's the mindset you have to be in before you even meet somebody. Also go in with the idea that they want to talk to you. So if it's some random girl that you're trying to hit on, or if it's some random person or a mentor you want to pick up for business, you have to go into that conversation thinking and fully convincing yourself that they want to talk to you. Not, oh, I wonder if they want to talk to me or if they're busy. They want to talk to you, bro. Just go up and start the conversation. And the last thing you need to understand fully when it comes to mentality is that you have to be unfazed by anything that's thrown at you. Now, this is typically emotionally. So if a guy comes up to you and you're starting a conversation with someone, or some girl and they're shit testing you and they're throwing little things at you to try and get your emotions going, to try and see how you really are, even though this is a subconscious thing that they're doing, do not be fazed by anything. Don't be fazed by compliments they give you. Don't be fazed by the negativity they might bring to you. You are not fazed because it doesn't matter. No one can penetrate you. You are happy no matter what. When you are mentally prepared for anything in life, you have already won half the battle. When you are talking to someone, especially somebody new, but whenever you are talking to another human, do you ever wonder what your body is communicating to them? Body language is super key because this communicates more than the actual words coming out of our mouth. Our body language shows intent. So if we are leaning over the counter, staring at this girl while we're talking to her, and we're not giving her any space, she knows that our intent is to try and slide in. If you're facing the other way, not really facing some guy or some girl that wants to engage in a conversation with you, it shows your intent that you want to leave. What body language also portrays is your engagement in the conversation, and nobody likes a conversation with somebody who's not engaged. So if you can communicate through your body language that you are fully engaged and that you are listening to them and that you are understanding them and that you hear them, because that's what other people want to hear. And if you can give give them that attention, if you can give them that recognition and make them feel amazing, you are taking control. Even though they think they're taking control, you're giving them the control to make them feel good. And what you're doing is you're not saying a word. So what's going on in their head is they're thinking, this guy is really cool, this guy's awesome, and I think I can have plenty more conversations with this person. So when it comes to our body language, when it comes to our physical appearance in a conversation, one thing we need to work on is standing up straight, not leaning on one leg, because subconsciously what that means is that you are ready to take off, you're ready to go. No, you are firmly planted on both feet, you're not leaning, you're not out of the way of them, you are square right in front of them, and you're standing straight up, posture, shoulders back, head up, chest out, everything. All of this portrays your confidence, which in turn shows how dominant you are in the conversation. Eye contact. You need to make sure that you are maintaining eye contact. Yes, you're gonna have to get used to this if you're not used to looking into someone's eyes for a long time. It's gonna be kind of awkward, but don't think about how they feel about you looking in their eyes. Don't think about whether it's awkward or not, or if you're staring too long. Look at them in the eyes, give them a nice big smile, and nod your head and listen to what they're saying. Be engaged in the conversation. Now, when it comes to eye contact, the only time I look away when I'm in a conversation is if I have to think about something real quick, and I'll just look off real quick, I'll think about something, and I will say it to them. But when someone's talking to me, I do not take my eyes out of their eyes. A lot of times people are kind of uncomfortable, and I can tell they can't maintain eye contact. They'll be looking whatever way. But for me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't faze me, because the longer you can hold eye contact, if you are not the first person to be weird and awkward and shift your eyes everywhere, that is one clear sign that you are dominating the conversation. Smiling. Everybody loves a nice big smile. It makes you look good. It makes you look a whole lot better. It makes you look unfazed by anything that's gonna come at you, and girls find that attractive. Some guys absolutely hate that because they want to get under your skin, but no matter what they say, no matter what they do, you've always got a nice big smile on your face, because nothing can faze you. And of course I have to throw this one in there. Treat them like a son. Now, if you are talking to a guy and you want to assert your dominance, what you would do is you would treat them like your son. Now go ahead and watch Charisma Matrix. I've watched a few of his videos and they're really good when it comes to breaking down body language, speech, and things like that when you are talking to someone and engaging in a conversation. When I refer to treating them like a son, put yourself in the mind state that you are pretty much their dad, and whoever you're talking to, even if they're 3 times older than you, that they are your son. So when you go up and you shake their hand, grab their hand, pull it in, make sure that you have a nice tight grip, pat them on the shoulder, because their hand's gonna be dangling, right? So you're gonna pat them on the shoulder, maybe you grip them around the shoulder, and you're doing these little subtleties that you're controlling the conversation. You have no trouble touching them, but you're also treating them like a son and talking to them like a son. And so what that does subconsciously, if the other person has no idea what's going on, you are taking control, you are taking lead. It's a classic example of father and son. Who's the leader? Probably not the son. Finally, the conversation itself. Yes, crazy, I know, there's a lot to remember, and we have finally just gotten to the part about the actual conversation. Your speech and how you speak is very important. What you want to convey to the other person you are in a conversation with is that you have everything under control, you are cool, calm, and collect. Now, what this means is you don't want to be fumbling over your words, staring off into space, saying, no, you want to not be word vomiting. You want to know what you're gonna say before you say it. And it's much better to say nothing or have a 5 or 10 second pause and be awkward than say something stupid, because once you say something, that can leave an impression on the other person's mind. You can never take that impression back. So it's much better to not say anything, and thus they will assume that you are smarter than if you said something dumb, and that made them think of you as someone less intelligent. If that makes sense, let that kind of resonate with you guys. You want to make sure that you are an engaged listener. You want to be listening to them, because that's the way to win somebody's heart. That's the way to win somebody's love, is to give that to them. Give them that attention. Because if you think about it, we all have conversations, and a lot of people look for validation within those conversations. So when you hear someone else talking about themselves or their achievements or what they're going to do or what they want to do, anything about themselves, keep on asking questions, keep them talking about themselves, because the less you talk, the smarter you look, and the more they talk, the more they're gonna like you, because you are actually listening to them. And people who listen to them and care about what they're saying and say, dude, that is so freaking awesome. Like, I couldn't picture anybody in the job, in the position that you're at except you, Billy. Make them feel great. Be an engaged listener. And by doing that, this person is automatically going to love you, and they're going to want to conversate with you. They're going to want to be your friend. They're going to want to date you. It doesn't matter the situation. These are very fundamental principles. And of course, lead the conversation with questions. Always keep in the back of your mind that you need to be the leader of the conversation, because when you and some other person come together into a conversation, somebody's going to take the lead, or that conversation is going to go to crap and both people are going to look stupid. Either they're going to take the lead or you're going to take the lead. I would recommend you take the lead. Now, by taking the lead in the conversation, you want to have a destination. You want to have a goal, right? Just like you're getting your car and you go drive to the store. You know you're going to drive to the store before you get in your car. You don't just get in your car and drive without a destination. So don't go into a conversation without a destination. If someone comes up and talks to you, or if you go up and talk to them, you need to have a goal in mind. You need to have some prepared questions, maybe some basic questions, and then follow it up. Say, oh, what do you do for a career? And they say, oh, I do engineering. Oh, that's crazy. Like, was there a ton of math in that when you were going to school? And they say, yeah, oh, it was terrible. There was so much math. I'm so glad I'm out of that. That's intense. And you keep it on them. You keep them talking about themselves, but you keep asking questions so that they can keep talking about themselves, and people love that. If your goal is to dominate every conversation that you engage in with another human, you need to keep a couple of these things tucked in the back of your head. Just like how the conversation starts. Did they come up to you and approach you? Or did you go up and approach them? How was your first impression? Were you just hanging out with your bros? You weren't really dressed up? You weren't smiling? You were in a depressed state? You were high on drugs? Whatever the situation is, what was your first impression in their minds? And also keep in the back of your head that you need to be leading the conversation, so always have a goal of where you're taking them with the questions you ask. I hope you guys loved this video. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. I want to see you back again tomorrow at 5 o'clock PST for my next video. I am so excited for the content I'm going to be dropping in the next couple weeks. I have kind of some surprise secret videos I want to be dropping for you guys, so I'm super excited to be doing that. I don't want to drop any more information, but you guys will definitely know when you see these videos. As always, I love all of you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.